What's up guys, XHOUNDISHx here, and today we had some cool news relating to Rise of Iron, and this came in the form of Game Informer's Rise of Iron's Lingering Questions podcast, which was a bunch of questions from the community pointed at Chris Barrett and Scott Taylor, and there's some pretty interesting stuff inside of this. If you want to listen to the full podcast, I will link it in the description box below, but here are some highlights and little bits of information. So there's not going to be a weapon balance pass at the launch of Rise of Iron like we saw at the Taken King, but shortly after we're going to see one. So they stated that they wanted to introduce the new gear against the current meta and then balance the game accordingly down the road. So my guess is that a balance pass is going to come alongside the increased vault space or the solutions to gear and storage issues which we've heard about pretty recently, so that is pretty cool. They hinted that we could see a pre-release event in-game, so if you remember back to those fallen chests in Patrol before the House of Wolves, or the Crucible preview that we got before the Taken King, it looks like we're going to see something happen to the world before Rise of Iron launches, which is pretty exciting. We also learned that xur will sell ornaments in Rise of Iron, which is going to be pretty awesome. He'll have a rotation of different ones that he sells. This is super cool, and it'll make xur more exciting. They also said that dismantling gear from Radiant Treasures will give you something called Silver Dust, which can basically be used towards Eververse purchases. So it's like a fragment of the silver currency itself. You essentially get some currency back from the stuff that you dismantle, which is always cool. They also said that all faction packages will contain current level loot, which includes the Prison of Elders House of Judgment rep, which will earn you higher level gear, which is pretty awesome. So if you get those packages, it will still be relevant, at least in terms of the light level. They didn't say if new gear will be obtainable from things like House of Judgment, but we know that the main factions are going to have new stuff, and using any of those factions to level up will at least give you an increase in light level, which is really cool. When asked about the Gunsmith weapons in Rise of Iron, Chris Barrett said that the weapons will drop at relevant light levels in Rise of Iron, and the Gunsmith gear will be relevant. So it doesn't sound like we're getting new Arms Day weapons, for example, but this isn't super confirmed. There may be some other things happening with the Gunsmith as well that we don't know about yet. At least for now, it doesn't sound like we're going to see new weapons for Order, which is a shame, but hopefully they'll introduce some other things, maybe some quests that use the Gunsmith as well. We learned that Taken will still spawn out in the wild, so the Taken are not going away, so people who are currently playing through that content can still complete the stuff. As well as this, we're going to see a new Siva Crisis playlist for heroic strikes, and this will be the Siva Infested strikes, and that's pretty cool. We're also going to see a playlist for the Taken King strikes and then Legacy strikes that we see right now. They added that wins and kills in private matches will count towards Grimoire progress. Also, Rise of Iron will release at 2 AM Pacific time, which is 10 AM in the UK on the 20th of September, so we know precisely when it's dropping now. The update and content for Rise of Iron will be preloadable some point before release, so we won't have to wait to download it on the day. So anyway guys, a bunch of pretty cool stuff to learn about right there. Just a few things that I've picked out as being particularly interesting. There is a whole bunch of stuff that they talk about in this podcast, so I do recommend that you check it out in the link down below. But anyway guys, let me know what you think down below. If you have enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated, and if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe for a lot more Destiny content. But for now, you guys have an awesome day.